Yo, what's up my guys, manze? It's been a while now, but it's coming, it's kutu tatu now. As you can see, today we are talking about the waiting room. So what's a waiting room? Okay, I like to think that a waiting room is where you are so unsure of what will happen into the other room. Now the room in which you are about to enter. So the waiting room, kwa mtu mwenye ameenda interview, ni somewhere you are told to wait, alafu you will be called. Sasa utaingia kwa room ya the interviewer. Now you are so unsure of what will happen to the interview. Okay, but now that is not the waiting room that I want to talk about. The waiting room yenye nataka kuongelea ni a place where so many of us tuko sahi, alafu we are so unsure of what will come next, and we just have a very few cards to play kwa hii waiting room yenye tuko, because there are no jobs. You like the last savings that you have, those are your last pennies that you have. Like you are so unsure of what will happen. Kitu ingine ni maybe you started a business a while back and you are not so sure how this business will turn out. Maybe you entered into some deals, into some company, and you are so unsure of what will happen. Now that is a waiting room, and certain things happen in a waiting room. One of the things that happens in a waiting room is self-doubt. Another thing ni realization ya kuanza kufikiria ni kama vitu hazi work out. So what comes first into your mind is, am I good enough? So hiyo swali utapata hiyo swali unajiuliza a lot of times juu utakuwa zile za you have a gift, something that you can do best. Maybe kwa hiyo job yenye ulikuwa umeitwa maybe to an interview. Now let's use that example. Kuna utaanza kufeel, what if kuna mtu mwingine mwenye ameingia mwenye ako more elaborate than me. Now there are so many questions that will come into your mind, so many things that will come into your mind ukiwa kwa waiting room. And let me tell you something, the waiting room is not for the weak. You cannot be in the waiting room weak. The waiting room requires God's grace and mercy. God's grace and mercy, because there are so many things that happen in the waiting room, so many tests, so many temptations, manze. Like I want you to fixture a waiting room like a gate. When you are about to enter into something, there are so many challenges within the waiting room, because the waiting room, manze, it is sanda kwambia inakaje. The waiting room, oh God, the waiting room is so challenging, because I've been there. I've been in the waiting room. Na waiting room, manze, unajua by the hizi vitu zote nawaambiaga, it's an experience of things that I've experienced. Ni fragments to ya things that I've experienced. And one thing I can tell you, manze, the waiting room, oh damn, the waiting room, manze, it's so hard. I know some of you, manze, most of you are in the waiting room. You do not know, manze, what's gonna come, what's gonna happen. You are so unsure of what will come later, because hauko sure mshahara utapatiwa, hauko sure kama life yako from what if I wait for too long, what if my time, manze, passes on, what if nothing really comes out of it. Unanipata? What if things just do not work out? What if, and there is a what ifs nyingi sana, what ifs kibao sana. Now I want to give you a little encouragement of how you can escape from that waiting room, ama how you can stay strong in the waiting room. Now everybody has a gift. I did not mention talent, I mentioned gift. A talent is something that you can take almost forever before discover. So mtu maybe amekuwaga akicheza ball, to some point aliwahi cheza kama fun, before discover aya niko na hii talent, alafu then he took this talent to another level. Now it transformed from being a talent, now it became a gift because ni kitu wanakulia, so it's a gift, it's a given gift, you feel me? Now once kuna kitu inaitwa self awareness. Number one thing that will make you be strong, kuna kitu inaitwa kama kujijua. By the way, kujijua, like you know yourself, these are the things I can do best. If you write them down, kuna vitu uta realize haya, these things I can do best, like effortlessly manze, hizi vitu naweza fanya very easily. And then there are things that you know, yes, you are gifted in those areas, but you cannot do them well. Now, I'll give you a scenario or a story of how things happen. Have you ever asked yourself, mbona kampuni za magari zikiamua ni kuset up haiko moja? Like utapata Toyota hapa hivi, alafu utapata hii vipande nyingine, kuna Mazda, utapata kuna Lexus, utapata like inakuwa ni kama ni stream moja, hiyo yote inauza tu magari, unaona? So have you ever asked yourself, mbona mtu ange set up a shop elsewhere, like akue tu peke yake, like kwa setu akikuja, why go in a pack of competitors? Mbona unataka ama competitors hawa seni wengi sana, mbona unajieka in a pack of competitors? That's one. Ushaingia kwa nini inaitwaje, what do we call it, a shoe plug ama a perfume plug. Utapata katebo kamoja hapa hivi kanauza perfumes fulani, usonge katebo fulani kanauza perfumes fulani. Now you'll be wondering to yourself, mbona umse na hii perfume kabisa, unajua okay, tu assume ni perfume ya Gucci, unajua kabisa Gucci iko na do, so inaweza kama set up its own place kwa mall yenye inaweza ita ni kama ni center, like it's a center in Kenya. Now they have a Gucci center in Kenya, mahali sasa wanaweza do their own thing. Now I won't tell you something about that, why they do that. Mbona usiende alone? This is what happens. If I want to source for Toyota, assuming leo nataka kwenda kubai Toyota, I'll go, najua mali kuna kuaga yes na manini mingi sana, competitors wako hapo, but as I am buying my Toyota, I'm also seeing these guys. So in as much as this is what I wanted, nitafika hapo na somehow, now I'm talking on the customer side, kuna venye nitafika hapo alafu ndakuwa a bit confused now, because hii Toyota maybe nilikuwa nimeweka a certain price range, tuseme maybe 2M, alafu nikienda tu kubai hivi ipande nione Subaru kali na pia iko in the same price range, unanipata? Though I was not going for Subaru, I was going for Toyota. Now I'll see this. Now what happens ni ati you have to look at your margin. If huyu msee, wacha sasa tuende kwa perfume, if huyu msee angekama a peak place yenye angeka Gucci perfumes peke yake, now count the rent, your rent inaitwaje, rent cost, employee cost, kuna some fixed costs zenye hezi escape anyone who understands business. Now akiwa me set up katebo tu kwa sasa kwa mall ya msee yenye ni kubwa na uza tu perfumes, akuje tu a set up table, ame escape hizi fixed costs zote. Now he only has to deal with this table, and guess what, this table venye iko tu hapa hivi, that is a base for customers who seek perfumes, unanipata? Now wakisikio perfume hapo hivyo watapatana na ya Gucci hapo hivyo. There are so many things I'm escape, yet perfume yake bado iko kwa market. Now when you're in the waiting room, there are things you'll find you can do better, and there are things you'll find you cannot do better. Now things you can do better, I like to call that manufacturing. Mahali perfume imewekwa kuuzwa, that is not why it's being made. Kuna mahali na kuaga made, kuna the manufacturing place. Now the manufacturing place is what you can do best. What can you do good, manze? You can do this alone. Hii kitu unaweza fanya best kabisa. You are innovative, you are crazy in some ways, manze. Now which you can do best, call that your manufacturing. Now, there are things you know you can do best, but you can't. You have to outsource. There are things zenye uko na dream about, but you are weak in those things. Innovation yako haija reach to that point. Now, this is what you do. Source for people to come help you. No man is an island. No man is an island, because what will happen yati, hizi vitu usipo outsource, itaanza ku weaken what you can do best. Juu sasa utaanza kufeel ni kama utaanza kujidoubt. Can I really do this? Can I really, like, naweza fanya hii kitu kweli? Which at point, there are things you can do the manufacturing point, but selling them, you need other people to do that. You can't manufacture and sell it. You manufacture, you outsource people to sell for you. And then easy vitu, you just pick a little something ya income, you pay those people who, when you outsource. Now, the waiting room has you, manze, like, it has you figuring out your own gift. Now, if you betray your gift, you betray your life and you betray yourself. Now, and that's a bad way to live. Jesus never did it alone. He had something like he had the godly thing in himself. Na akiwa kwa waiting room, the thing he did best ni ko outsource the disciples, because this thing was too huge. But there are things angefanya on his own, which is the manufacturing part, but there are things he needed to sell, na hizo angeuza akiwa peke yake. He had to outsource the disciples. At first walikuwa 12, then they went to 72, and they were 500 later, and now we are all over the world, manze. So if you want to really sell something out of your waiting room, because waiting room is so difficult if you do not know what to do. And that being said, 10 minutes na leo tunanisikia.